spider diagram to understand causal, and then what's actually causing the stunting exactly. So here we are Assam team. So we try to unpack the stunting process, why the stunting is more in Assam. So we specifically looked into just one district because that district has performed really poor in most of the indicators. That too, when it comes to stunting, there is nearly 42% of prevalence of stunting is there, whereas Assam as a state, it has just around 32% of stunting. Okay, so the district name comes as the Karimganj. It's a very remote district, usually full of with tea garden and then stuff like that.
It's actually a Muslim populated area, and it has also shared the border with West Bengal and on the other side Bangladesh.
Okay, so we try to unpack what actually, what are the reasons why it led it to stunting. We try to bifurcate it with as a, before the child falls into stunting, and then what are the reasons that could, after pregnancy, might have led into the stunting. So while, most of the reasons are more or less same, what we have seen in most of the literature. For instance, reduced education, early marriages, reduced, more households fall under BPL, this thing, and then reduced early registration during ANCs, and then very less number of 4 ANCs, and then reduced uptake of IFL tablet. And then after delivery, we have seen very reduced early initiation of breastfeeding, exclusive breastfeeding, complementary feeding has not been started, and then newborn check, health checking behavior, usually which used to happen with HBNC and other programs, which is in all these indicators, the district has performed really low compared to the state averages. There are a lot many others. We did not highlight that because these are the some of the striking things which we come across. Another striking thing which we come across during the exercise is that the distribution of THR from the PDA system, and then consumption pattern also we try to look at, and then in consumption we have seen that nearly around 50% of the population is consuming more on cereal and pulses, and then very less vegetables, very less eggs, and then very less fruits, which we got that data from CNSS data, so which is actually complementing this one. I mean, we somehow felt that there is no proper diet diversity among their diet, which actually might have led into falling that child into the stunting. So, but we have not gone through designing any specific intervention directly to address stunting because there are already a n number of interventions. So we thought of just strengthening some of those interventions. So as a
looking at a life course approach,
yeah,
in terms of before.
as a program officer at state level, if I were given chance to do something, so I would first do to strengthen this, THR as well as a PDA system, so strengthen the PDA system, along with addressing all the underlying factors which are common across these things. And then we have also come across another very nice finding from CNSS data is that the reach of mass media campaigns, so which is less than 50% in Karimganj, which might have also led into poor education and poor awareness regarding all the programs which have been given by the ICC.
Also, it's ironic to the fact that Karimganj actually has a lot of produce in terms of green vegetables, and they supply as well, but they don't consume. And similar pattern can be seen in other parts. For example, Dorong district, which is known as the cradle of all the vegetables that is being supplied to the rest of the state, but they themselves do not consume any of it.
Most of you would have seen the yesterday film, and then you can slightly try to correlate
that. Yeah, I'm
why
trying to
this is happening in in Assam. That's all.
Questions? Comments? Feedback? Raise your hand and speak in the mic first. Yeah,
please.
So I really like the approach you took to the diagnostic work. Again, I just want to emphasize to everyone here, it's nice, it's not that you have to have a PowerPoint or anything. You can make a persuasive argument using anything in your hands. And I think, you demonstrated that very, very nicely. I guess I had one question, two questions. So one is, the THR improvement is a good starting point. It's a useful starting point because, as even we saw in the film that you had yesterday, there is a lot of food insecurity, and having those kinds of safety net programs actually work for women and young children is going to be helpful. My question is, what are you going to do about those very tricky underlying drivers? If you can choose maybe just one of them and say whether it's the early marriage one or something else, did you have any thoughts about
Yeah,
how you
we
might
did
approach that?
discuss. I mean, I was discussing with Stein itself, and then I mean, the clever idea is to put more these girl, child, and children into the school. That's a possible intervention which actually addresses a lot of other things like education, early marriages, and then after marriage also what they need to do, and then pre-consumption preparedness and everything. There are around 6 to 7 causes which can be addressed with girl putting in education. So
How are you going to make sure that happens? Or what's the where do you start for that? What is the
I think
you know the why?
I think I'm Assamese. I'm from Assam, so I'm not trying to criticize the rest of the country, but when it comes to women empowerment education, we are quite forthcoming, and it's equal amount of importance is given to a girl child as a boy. So I'm not sure if education is the problem. It's a joke in my family that Assam is famous for two things: it's floods and children falling in love and getting married before 18.
Mhm.
So love is literally in the air, and I think I really honestly, not as a researcher, but I do not know what to do about it.
But we cannot
My
advise
nephew
you
got
to-
married, by the way, like 2 days ago. My nephew, I'm 30, so he's 21. But so that speaks volumes about the societal, upbringing and parents accept it. It's kind of, I think it's, we need to have more, yes.
family planning.
Yeah,
Family
I think
planning.
family planning actually could be one of the.
We cannot directly advocate also not to love and fall in love, right?
Yes.
Life expectancy in Assam is 11 years lower than Kerala.
True,
Maybe that's why you start early.
There you go, Dr. Srinath Reddy on the rescue for the answer. Yeah, but it's really true. Like,
Maybe a youth movement.
yeah, possibly could be because I feel that, for example, I moved to a bigger city because I wanted to get proper education and stuff. Because you don't have much to do. All they're involved with day-to-day mundane activities, and they do not know anything else. Just to, grab the bike, take the girl, and just go out and just okay, I'm in love, dad, I'm here right now. There's no like formal. So I feel like if we give them something more productive. To do that could be also an innovative way of like looking at it and getting them more involved into youth activities. I think that could be a way to go about it. Yeah.
All right, great.
Thank you. Thank you.